Hey, it's Catherine Morea of REIA Rico. That's the Real Estate Investors Association of Puerto Rico. And I wanted to talk a little bit about our club and when we started it and why we're here and what we're about. So in November of 2020, I moved with my son from California to Puerto Rico, where I now live on this beautiful island that is a tropical paradise. And after arriving here, I realized there was no real estate club. And I'd been used to going to real estate clubs and using that as a way to network and get real estate deals and get resources. And there didn't seem to be one here in Puerto Rico. So we started one. And we started it, our first meeting was in February of 2021. And we've been having meetings every single month since. And not only that, we started a bunch of other things that go along with our meetings. So I just put together a little PowerPoint and I wanted to share a little bit about REIA Rico. So let me share my screen so you can find out what this is about. So we have all kinds of great speakers. We have really experts and leaders in the industry and people who are educating. We are not selling things at these meetings. These meetings are educational and they are for networking. So I'm very proud and honored by some of the people that we've had come speak at our events. We've got great networking and sometimes we don't do it in a meeting setting. So you can see we went to a rooftop bar in Old San Juan and got together with a bunch of us when some investors were in town and networked. Also maybe going out on a kayak and talking real estate while we're paddling along in the beautiful waters. This was outside of Carolina near the airport. Very calm waters. And then we have Deal Makers Breakfast Club. So every single Saturday at this time, there's been a lot of interest. So we've continued to do it every single Saturday at 7:30 in the morning. That's fully intentional. It is to make sure that the people who are coming are motivated and ready to do deals. And we always discuss real estate, talk about deals. We sometimes end our Deal Makers Breakfast by going to look at property. That happens about 50% of the time. And deals are actually being made and coming out of the Deal Makers Breakfast. We have lunch and learns. So we've started doing a lunch and learn at least once a month. So what we're doing is one Friday a month, we will do a lunch and learn. And one Friday a month, we will do an exchange and trade meeting. Now we just started doing the exchange and trade meetings and our intent is to do these every single month on the first Friday of the month. And those exchange meetings are really good, really creative. And you get a bunch of real estate investors together and start talking about something they maybe didn't even know they wanted to get rid of, but hey, let's throw it in there and find out that things can be created and assembled and deals can be made. And actually, it's one of the favorite things that I've been a part of. And I'm really looking forward to more of these exchange meetings. Another thing that we recently started was a podcast. Now this is a podcast. Currently there are 4 hosts, which is Mikey Paul, Robbie Krager, Zachary Postel, and Felix Barajas. And we filmed our first one on Sunday with a professional videographer and film editor. It was a lot of fun. I wasn't actually part of the recording. I was behind the scenes and doing a live for Facebook. And it's going to be really good. I'm really excited about the podcast. So the podcast name is The Real Estate Oasis, in honor of the island and the paradise we live in. So Real Estate Oasis, look forward to that. We will be posting it on all the channels we can. So I don't know which one is going to be the main channel, whether that will be, Apple or iTunes or Spotify, but we'll be trying to post it on across all the channels as well as in the YouTube channel for REIA Rico. In June, we did a bus tour and we had almost 50 people on that bus tour. We went to the west side of the island. We had a very long day and we saw 4 real estate projects. And we are planning another bus tour. It looks like it's probably going to be in January of 2022. So stay tuned for information on that. We are thinking this time that we will do a bus tour over a 2-day weekend. So go to either Rincon, Boquerón, Cabo Rojo, one of the west side points, spend the night over there, continue touring and seeing beautiful things on that side of the island, and then come back. That way it's not quite such a long day. So if you're watching this, please post your comments about what how you think. Would you be down for doing a 2-day overnight weekend? That would be more pricey because we'd have to pay for a hotel and more meals, but it wouldn't be quite so intense. That was a 17-hour day. So based on the feedback that I received, doing a full weekend tour. So that's something we are starting to plan for. And of course, if you're a member of REIA Rico, you would get a discount. I haven't decided yet or figured out what the discount would be, but you would get a discount for being a member on that tour. Here's some of the highlights that I want to point out about being a member of REIA Rico. We of course have our monthly meeting. Those are educational and networking in nature. We have our breakfast club meetings every single week. We have our exchange and trade meetings. We're doing that once a month on the first Friday of the month. We have our live stream. Okay, so we're going to start live streaming our monthly meeting. So the reason is some people are off the island who are members and they're not able to see our meetings. So we're going to do at first a very simple Facebook live, probably Facebook live stream. It will be a paid stream. So you either are going to buy a ticket just like you would if you were coming in person, or if you were a member, you will get that for free. We have all of our previous meetings recorded, and I have made those available to every single member that we have. They can go into a private YouTube link and they can watch any of the meetings that they missed from before they were a member or that they were off the island for. So that's a vault of information. There will soon be other things, and we're going to be redesigning our website. So those will be a members only section of the website. So all of the previously recorded meetings will always be available for all of our members. We also have a WhatsApp group. Our WhatsApp group is extremely busy and utilized. It's at full capacity right now, which is about 254, I think, members, and it's being used all throughout the day. There's people looking for resources, people sharing resources, whether it's contractors or insurance, or hey, I've got this, deal, my sister's selling this property and she's really motivated, or whatever it is. People are constantly sharing things on the REIA Rico Facebook group. And I mentioned we're having a podcast that we are doing very soon. Look for that in the next couple of days. It's currently September 7th right now. So look for that coming out in the next couple of days. And it's 2021. So our annual membership is $249, and that includes all the meetings. And I want to point out that up until this point, our monthly meetings have been $20 in advance and $25 at the door. And most of our other events have been free, other than say a bus tour that has, certain hard costs attached to it. But we are going to start charging for some of the other meetings that we're doing, because there is a lot of work that goes into putting these together, and, having to get an assistant and having to pay rent and having to provide food and that sort of thing. So we do need to cover our overhead. And so the $249 month or $249 annual fee will give you access to all of these meetings. So starting probably at the end of September, we're going to start charging the same that we do for all of our meetings. So it's $20 in advance, $25 at the door for the breakfast club, for the lunch and learn, for the exchange meeting, and for the monthly meeting. Of course, if you're an annual member, you don't have to pay for any of those. That's all included with your annual membership. So the WhatsApp, the live stream, the vault, and discounts on retreats and tours. So we are going to do more tours coming up, like the one I talked about in January. There might be other things that we're doing, more kayaking, more adventures. We really want to take advantage of the fact that we're on this beautiful island. We have this rainforest. We've gone on hikes, and I have cash flow. So I want to start integrating some cash flow games in the future. So we really have big plans for REIA Rico, and I really hope for your support. So if you are on the island, or even if you're not on the island, but you want to invest in Puerto Rico, or you have invested in Puerto Rico and you want to stay in touch with what's going on with the news. Every single meeting, we do a market update and a news report with Felix. He knows everything about what's going on in Puerto Rico and always shares all the most up-to-date information. So everyone in our meeting gets informed as to what's going on. So I hope you'll support us. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to sign out. So thank you very much.